So I'm at the end of a journal and I'm writing my State of the Union. And I gave myself, boy, there's a long story to that, isn't there? See, that's the deal, Michelle. Before you go making videos, why don't you figure out what exactly it is that you want to say? Not all the exact words, but why? Why not just let it come out? I gotta tell you, this has been harrowing this morning. I'm on my deadline, my self-imposed deadline to make my gifts and talents and skills into something lucrative. Right? And I'm over the money thing, getting paid to do the things I love to do. I'm over that. I don't think that that is what's stopping me at all. Maybe this is how you start right here. Like I've been telling myself for years, you just do it. So here it is. Maybe I'll stop torturing myself now. Man. So weird, because I think in my head sometimes that if I trade this, or that I'm trading, if I pursue a new sort of existence where I don't go to someone else's business and trade them my time for money, right? Where I use my time and do something that will make money. And I'm just, it's so funny. It's like I'm right on the edge. Or maybe I'm there. Maybe I'm jumping right now. Maybe I'll put this on. I really can't see that happening. What if I did see that happening? You know the answer to that. If you see it happening, then what? Anyway, I didn't finish. So this is my self-imposed deadline to do something. Because I have to make X amount of dollars a month, right? And it's not much at all. But I heard one time everything after the but is bullshit. That could be true. Fortunately, I don't remember what my but was. Anyway, so I've been wrestling with this for years and years and years. And today is just one of those days where it's like one of those days that you remember, because this is the day. It just occurred to me back in 2018, at the end of the If Anything's a Mistake that I made, a 2.5-year one. At the end of that bad decision, or whatever, I gotta quit judging things. things. Nothing is bad or good. Nothing is bad or good. It just is. Accept it, change it, or leave it. So that's what happened in 2018. I couldn't accept it. I couldn't change it. So I'm leaving it. Right? But it took me, well, really, it took me almost the entire 2.5 years, because I wanted to leave the minute that Keith left Arizona. That's a big, long story, but that's enough information. But anyway, I wanted to leave then. The night he left, I saw the truth. And I was too ashamed and humiliated to call him and say, hey, come back and get me. That's funny. Woo. Crazy. And it wasn't like a whirlwind of misery. I just didn't like it. And I kept trying to find things about it I liked. So, darn, I was comparing something. I wonder what it was. So, I had to pause that for a minute. So the length of time it took me to make that decision is almost identical to the length of time it has taken me to make this one. And I asked my brother the other day, I said, hey, how do you make a decision? We're texting, you know. He said, I just do. I don't think about it. I'm like, what? How do you do that? I don't know. What do you mean? He's like, and I told him how I do it, you know, which is to consider every angle, everything, to be certain that you're making the right decision. Well, you never fucking know. I mean, and I know that logically, but I gotta tell you, I gotta disconnect there somehow. Or something, whatever it is, it takes me a long time to make a decision, right? And this is my, as my dad said, shit or get off the pot moment. I've been watching videos for days, all these people on doing this right here, right? And it's like, and I see the need to do this, to see that there's no difference in us, whether we're 61 or 20 or however old we are, sharing the thing that we've learned. You learn constantly your whole life, you know? And it's so nice to learn it in little bits like that, you know, or to get confirmation or of something that you were thinking or whatever. And I know that this sort of thing is valuable right now. I know it is, because the world is changing. From what I hear, I mean, I don't really stay in close contact with what goes on Earth, because like Pam Gregory, this astrologer, you should look her up. Oh, but somebody's faking her account, so don't really. I think I can make a link, maybe. I'll see. Anyway, she always says, if you don't get down into the chaos of it, how does she's so cute. Sit in your eagle's perch or your eagle's nest, and you look down at it, and you live from the inside out. And you know, and inside all there is love, right? If you can live from the inside out, after you knock down all the bullshit towers of fears and all the bullshit of stuff you don't even know you believe that you believe. I can't even tell you how many towers have fallen since I turned 55. And I am 61. And I mean, well, for 20 years it's been a demolition derby. I was a born-again Christian at some point in my existence. And then I was a full-on atheist, agnostic. If agnostic means ignorant of. And then I found, oh man, it was so funny because I had no faith at all. I had no faith in anything at all. And I see that Oprah Winfrey did this, the gratitude journal thing. And I'm like, well, who am I grateful to? The tree? That cup over there? And I didn't have it. And it's funny because I don't care what anybody's faith is. I love to see people who have true faith. And I mean from your heart, not a conviction in your mind, but true faith in your heart that something is true. It's like not a bullshit thing at all. Not that mind junk. But that faith, right? So, of course, I go to the dictionary because I love dictionaries. It's funny, these little episodes from the past keep coming in. And I just really don't think they bear mentioning. I don't need to give you proof of how much I love dictionaries and tell you stories of my past because it doesn't even fucking exist and is subject to change. Doesn't seem like it would be, but it is. Man, you just sound like a fucking lunatic. Maybe I am. I listened to this other guy, Third Eye Tyrone. I love his brain. And he just sits and thinks, and he shares he's like a thinker, his thoughts on all these things. And hang on. Anyway, I had to pause it again to remember what I was saying. Anyway, he's talking about, he says a lot. He says, I sound schizophrenic, but I don't think I am, And I keep, I know I don't think like most people. That is obvious because I'm like I don't know. People are very kind to me, but I get a lot of weird looks. And and that's okay because I love when people are just people, when they're just people. So anyway, my State of the Union, today is the deadline that I gave myself to do something with all the stuff that I create. And I realized, and I'm sitting here somewhere in the middle of this process. I'm so sorry. See, there's that shit again. I don't have to be sorry. Why would I even say that? I'm telling you, this is a day. This is a moment. I'm to a point where I just keep catching my bullshit like that. I'm sorry. And I am loquacious. So I bet I've said those words together 1,000,000,000 times, 1,000,000,000,000 times. Anyway, State of the Union. So, in the middle of all this, this thing that got me to this deadline, which was taking the leap, and then I pulled my fucking foot back. Oh, I think I'm mad at myself about that. Because I finally did the thing. I sort of quit the job. I'm still, on the roster if they need somebody. Anyway, and then my brain just splits up into, I don't even know how many directions. Whew. And so from June 14th to today, I've had to do something. I've had that time to do something. And I have done things. I have this other YouTube thingy. And, I'll just go ahead and plug it now, the Philosopher's Brush. And I have no idea what I'm going to end up doing with that, because I just decided yesterday to do this on my Michelle Cole, on me, instead of, I don't know, this just seems more straight. Because however it is that I am, this is how I am. And I'm the sweetest thing you'd ever want to meet, or the biggest fucking asshole you ever ran across. Either one. Or maybe everybody is. I don't know what the hell I thought I should be. But, and who I am is just like everybody else. I am. That's it. It's one of those things you can't label. That's what I think. It just occurred to me, what is the title of this video? Because I've already decided to put it out. I don't even think I'm going to look at it first. I think I'm just going to freaking do it. And just jump. Just jump. Okay, so anyway, in the middle of all this, I get the information that that one of my biggest issues with doing this is that I don't know what valuable thing I possess that I particularly need to share. Because the things I think, I learn new stuff all the time. But the ideas of the things that I believe in, how to get to the point where you jump, how to learn to make decisions, how to, whatever it is, all that's already out there. That's what got me here. And maybe I don't have to know what I have. Well, there's the State of the Union for you. And it just occurred to me that yesterday I thought, if you wanted to get an idea across, right, that you would name your post with a dual sort of thing in it. Like to call this the State of the Union would call up a different viewer than would look for something I'd talk about, right? Anyway, see, there I go again. Always off in Wonderland. So, I have no idea what I'm doing, but there you go. Thanks for doing this. For sticking around Why am I saying thanks for sticking around to the end? I'm very glad that you did. I'm grateful that you did. I'm thankful that you stayed till the end. That's what I mean.